phase and start your May journey.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. So it was my first time in IndyCar here in Indianapolis, of course, driving IndyCar. And last year, the last time that I was here, I won the Freedom 100, which was one of my biggest achievements in my career. And it's great to be back here. And we went through all the phases pretty well, so the car was feeling good. I need to say that Tony did a great day yesterday, setting up the car for me today. And yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, it's definitely not a big jump from Indy Lights, you know. So I think the car, of course, has more downforce and it's faster, but it's pretty much the same feeling as the Indy Lights car. So I'm happy and looking forward for the month of May.
We had your teammate Tony Kanaan in here earlier, actually yesterday,
Yeah.
and we were asking him what sort of feedback and advice is he giving you. In your words, what do you feel he's been able to contribute to this experience for you?
Yeah, of course. So he was with me all the time there, down the pit lane, giving me some tips, you know. And he just said to me, just take it easy today. You know, it's first day. I'm gonna have the time to push hard. So I think this is like the main advice. And you know, this place is fast, so it's easy to make mistakes here. And this is like what he said today.
Joined also by Robert Wickens, driving the number 6 Honda for Schmidt-Peterson Motorsports. Robert, your friendship with James Hinchcliffe, your teammate, has been well documented over the past few races, but he's such a good friend to you that not only is he your friend off the track, he'll even lend you his car so you can pass rookie orientation. How much of that was maybe his friendship, but also you just saying like, hey man, give me your car, I need to pass rookie orientation here?
Joke's on him, he wasn't even at the track when we switched, so he had no idea. He just basically came in after doing some stuff this morning. He was, I don't know what he was doing, to be honest. But, yeah, and I was in his car, and I guess they informed him what was going on. But, you know, I think everyone at Schmidt-Peterson Motorsports is, you know, one team, one dream. So it's not the first time I've driven his car. You know, I think it's the third time I've driven his Indy car, to be fact. But, no, it was a long, tricky morning for us. We had a gearbox issue on my car after the first phase of the orientation, and we had to scramble a little bit to get James's car ready because it wasn't scheduled to be going on track. So we had to do some quick fixes and get everything ready to go. And it wasn't ideal because we didn't really do like a seat fit for me in his car. So apart from my seat going in, everything else was more kind of just get on with it and just get the orientation done because we were actually a little bit pressed for time to get all the phases through in the time allocation that we had. So, but hats off to the guys. They worked hard to get the 5 car ready. And yeah, I mean, I love it around here. It was my first taste of Indianapolis around the oval. I've done the GP course, 12 years ago. So it was good to do my first laps here at the oval, do my first full throttle laps, flat laps. Was really special. So now this is, I guess, day 0 for us. So looking forward to getting May started, and I think it's going to be a pretty special place when there's 33 other cars on track.
And clearly we're being lighthearted with all the James stuff, but the focus here today that you did pass rookie orientation and you are able to start that May adventure for you. What does that mean to you? What is, in your experience with May and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway in general, just from afar, what does it mean to you to finally be on track here?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I've got myself into, to be honest, because I've never even attended the Indy 500 as a spectator before. So it's just going to be an amazing month. Everyone always tells me, like, June 1st will roll around and you think, like, what the hell happened? So, I mean, I'm just really looking forward to just taking it all in. It's so cool that the city of Indianapolis already, embraces the race so much. Even, in the neighborhood that I just moved to, there's Indy 500 like things on their front yards and IndyCar flags flying and stuff, and it's something that I've never experienced before because in DTM at Mercedes, it was a very popular championship in Germany, but outside of that was not so much, and so to see kind of Indiana embracing this race so much, and it's going to be a really special feeling.
Absolutely. Joined also by Kyle Kaiser, driving the number 32 Chevrolet for Juncos Racing. Kyle, in your words, this experience, you were out, we were laughing earlier because you were out here last week driving the IndyCar 2-seater for Good Morning America before you'd even driven an actual IndyCar on the track. Now that you've been out there, what was the experience like?
It was great. I think the team did an amazing job getting the car together, and like some of these guys, they got a chance to have their teammates run and get a good setup on the car, but we were this is our first time running on this track, so hats off to them for giving me a good car that from the get-go felt awesome. And that helped with us getting through rookie orientation so quickly. I went out, the car felt really comfortable, so we just knocked out the laps and really no hiccups or anything, which is exactly what you want on a day like this.
Absolutely, and through your experience in the ladder series for the Mazda Road to Indy, what was that transfer like?
There's definitely a noticeable speed difference. I'm not going to say it's not noticeable because the walls are coming at you quicker and you feel the speed. But you have more downforce, the grip feels really good. So I've driven laps around this track enough to know where to turn in and how to hit my marks, and it felt very similar. So a lot of credit to the Mazda Road to Indy for preparing me to racing on this track. But the Indy car was awesome. I can't wait to do more laps later in the month.
Great. We'll open up for questions, starting with Bruce.
This is for Robbie and whoever else wants to answer it, but these cars aren't really designed to go 7/10, and I hear rookies say the hardest thing to get used to is that first phase where you can't really go fast and the car doesn't really want to drive very well. How much did you experience that, and if both of you could also weigh in on that?
No, you nailed it. Basically, I thought that, I understand, you have to take this place with a lot of respect. It's extremely high speeds. It's not the first time in my career where you have to do a type of orientation like this. And, it might be a surprise to a lot of people, but to race at the Nürburgring Nordschleife, it's like a 1 week course. And you actually have to go around in a bus and get a lesson on every single corner by certified instructors. You have to get your own license to race there. So, and this is no different. It's the history here, the speeds that we're traveling. If you have to take it, calm and easy, because if they just let us loose, you never know what can happen. And at the speed you're traveling, if something bad did happen, there could be some serious consequences. So, but phase one was an interesting phase. It was, it was definitely more difficult than I thought to keep the car between 205 and 210. And it's the first time in my life that I was lifting the entire straight to then go full throttle in a corner, which was a little weird. But, but then you learn. I thought that the 210 to 215 phase was a really good phase to kind of learn a bit, because when you're going that slow at 205 to 210, you're not really taking the lines. The car kind of just goes where it wants because you're kind of going too slowly. But then once we got up to around the 215 mark, it started, reacting and feeling some balance issues with the car and this, that, the other, where before you're more or less just cruising around at a speed where the car's not happy because the ride heights aren't set to be going 205 miles an hour. They're set to be going 220, 225. So we actually have a lot less downforce on the car than what we would be when we're doing normal laps. So it was a kind of a bizarre feeling, but I get why they did it. You have to take precautions, but happy it's done.
Yeah, I think.
You go ahead. You go ahead.
Okay, so I think exactly what he said. So it prepares you very well. Actually, I liked the phases because when I was able to push on, 215 plus, I was feeling ready. So I was comfortable in the car and everything, and was not difficult to take it flat out. So I think the program was pretty good, actually.
Yeah, I definitely agree. It was more difficult probably in phase one than it was for the rest of it, because you have to consciously come out of it where your gut instinct is, I just want to go flat right now. But I do like phase two was good. I thought we got a good rhythm and the car was feeling good. And so when it was time to go flat out, it felt comfortable. So I agree with the program and getting people ready to run at those speeds.
Any other questions? Gentlemen, thank you very much. We'll see you next time.